Welcome back to Unofficial, everyone. Ep02. We're going to break down some week 2 for you and get into what a disaster last week was. I know only one of us is happy here on the show today, so let's get into it. How we doing, guys? How you doing, Dave?
Well, it's been a decent week this week. It's been a lot of work for me this week. Nothing really like fancy. I mean, 2K dropped, so I've been playing a decent amount of 2K, trying to learn my jump shot. Unfortunately,
Streaming channel coming soon. Coming soon. Okay.
We're going to be getting into some hopefully Madden and 2K. That would be a nice thing to do. Good thing with 2K is it's cross-platform, I think every single mode, because EA was like, hey, we're going to make cross-platform for Madden this year, but guess what? You guys only can't play franchise.
Unreal. How about you, Fuzz? What'd you get into?
It's just been a lot of the same stuff. A little bit of work. Obviously football. That's what we're about to start talking about, football, but obviously watched a lot of football. I went golfing Wednesday. That was.
How'd you shoot?
We don't need to speak of numbers for the public, but I'm gonna say one thing to anybody out there that says they shoot 80, you're a liar.
I don't even know if you're breaking 90, I think you're good. That's my level.
There's no way when it comes to golf that you are getting that ball in the hole in 5 shots. It takes me 5 shots to get off the tee box. So I don't. Liars, every one of you.
Are we calling Tiger Woods a liar right now?
Yes, it's fake. It's just like the WWE. It's fake. It's rigged. WWE. But I love it. I do love golf so much. It's so fun. But yeah, I played golf. I will tell you, I only got to play 9 holes because it was after work. I shot a 52, obviously, on the front. It wasn't
so
bad.
You wasn't even breaking 100.
No, I mean, if I would have had the I was going to try to play 18. If I would have had the opportunity to play the back 9. The back 9's so tough on that course, though, dude. It's so narrow. There's so many houses. It gets in my head, dude.
He's lying. He shot 52 after 4 holes.
No.
That'd be a problem. There'd be an issue.
9. Come on.
I don't even know if you're allowed to stroke like that high. Pause.
I don't know, but yeah, that's basically been just military work life, golf and football.
How's your guys' week been?
Well, I know the dude next to me. He had a hell of a weekend.
It wasn't too bad. I mean, like winning, but offense could have looked a lot better. But outside of that, work week, same stuff, different week. That's about it.
Felt that. Same things here, except I had a longer and more antagonizing weekend than you guys did. The Chiefs disappointed me Thursday. The Lions surprised me Thursday. And then it was a long week. But I'm ready for tomorrow. It's our only 1 o'clock game of the whole year, oddly enough.
Really?
Not surprised.
Yeah. Which I guess
prime time or 4:05.
Yeah, but I was just thinking, I just feel like most teams usually end up playing at least a decent amount of the 1 o'clock games.
Yeah, but we play a lot of 4 o'clock games.
They're also in the West, too.
The Midwest, yeah.
That's true.
I just mean all of your division games, outside of you guys.
Well,
yeah, so we do play at 1 o'clock in LA. But
I feel like the Panthers and Steelers be playing a lot of 1 o'clock games because we really haven't been good in the past 2 years. So
I feel like your guys' whole division, Christian, plays a lot of 1 o'clock games.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know if it's I don't know why. I just feel like I don't know. It's weird, but yeah. That's weird. I don't know why I thought. I don't know. That's weird. I just thought that for some reason, basically every team played at least 4 or 5 1 o'clock.
Like
games.
A couple. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it'll be 1 o'clock when we go out to LA, but you know what I mean? Here it won't be. It'll be at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a good segue, though. Your division actually has an interdivision game this week at 1 o'clock, and it's the first game on our list. We got the Ravens and Bengals. Let's let's break down these picks. I really want to know what you think, Fuzz. I want to break down you and Matt's picks here, considering that
Ravens,
that's your division.
Bengals on that one. So I'm kind of torn on that because as far as like the week 1 results go, I'm not really I'm not the kind of guy that watches week 1 and says, "Oh, Joe Burrow's going to be awful." Yada. You know how week 1 is.
Overreaction.
Joe Burrow threw 4 picks last year, week 1, turned around and ended up having a phenomenal season. So I don't see the Bengals losing a second division game in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So for me personally, I'm going to go with Cincinnati in this one. I'm going to say I like a score of 27-17.
Okay. Matt, what do you think?
So, sorry, Jonte. I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. Think the Bengals are going to win. Just based on the injuries on the Ravens O-line, I'm not sure if they're officially out, but Ronnie Stanley and Tyler Linderbaum got hurt, and
I think they officially got announced out yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they did get announced
that's
out.
Not good.
So
that's not good.
Yeah. I just think Bengals gonna bounce back. Still might not be the prettiest game, but they'll get rolling. I'm confident in that.
Yeah, I got the Bengals too. No need to dive into a whole spiel. I mean, Ravens. This is the story of their franchise. The last couple seasons, they get hurt at the worst times for the worst matchups, and yeah.
Also, Marlon Humphrey being hurt. Forgot to mention that they don't really have a solid number 2 or 3 corner, so I think that's another reason it's a big bounce back week.
Yeah, and Joe Burrow won't ever look like that again. That's probably going to be the worst game in his career ever. So that'll never happen again.
That Bears.
I agree with that 100%.
Bad. I think they won, but
alrighty, Dave, what do you think?
I really disagree with all of. Just kidding. Joe Burrow's bouncing back. I mean, you got to give credit to that Cleveland defense last week. I mean, it's a whole new defense for them. So, I mean, nobody knew it was coming. Nobody expected to see Myles Garrett at middle linebacker at one point. Like he did a crossover on the center. Like that
was funny.
It's messed up. And so that was kind of a surprise to everybody. People probably thought Cleveland's defense could take some leaps, but nobody expected what we saw week 1 from Cleveland.
The Jim Schwartz effect is real. It's definitely real.
I expected it.
The defense was very impressive.
You expected Myles Garrett at middle linebacker.
I mean, I knew we'd move him around more because Jim already talked about that, how we never really did it before. But, I mean, I just thought it was funny how he was doing the fake crossover, and then when they
he literally showed him where he was going.
Yeah, that was literally the move he did after they snapped it too. It was funny.
But yeah, I don't think really many people actually expected that defense to be that dominant. Like, I think a lot of people expected jumps because of it being a new defense, but shutting the Bengals down like that, that's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. That was definitely something interesting.
Alrighty. Well, the next game we got on our list, we got the Seahawks and Lions. Me personally, I like this matchup for the Seahawks. I do think the Lions are a brand new team. I think they're like what everyone calls them, the brand new Lions. I just think the Seattle's team is good. I don't think they're going to they're not going to play losing football all year. So I like them in a bounce back week.
I like that.
Who you taking, Fuzz?
I'm pretty back and forth on this one, honestly, because I feel like if the Lions can use Jahmyr Gibbs the right way and more often, because that dude looked incredible.
Yeah,
I mean,
electric.
on the little touches he got last week, he looked incredible. I was so shocked. Like, his spin moves were crazy. Dudes were missing. He was bouncing off guys. Like, that could be disgusting. But for me, and this, I don't know how I don't know how people are gonna take this, but I'm not a Jared Goff believer personally. I'm
After
not.
last week, dude, he looked great.
Even after last week, I'm just not a big Jared Goff guy. I mean, he's only good when he's got that run game. So I want to go Seattle here, but something just tells me that run game's going to go crazy. So
You think?
I
like Montgomery this
I'm
week.
Go Detroit. I'm going to go Detroit on this one. It's going to be a close game, really close game, within 2 or 3 points, guarantee it.
What you think, Matt?
I think the Lions are gonna win. I don't think Seattle is gonna be great against the run after watching them last week. Didn't really have much improvement from last season, and also right tackle, left tackle, both hurt for Seattle. Hutchinson's gonna have a field day, I think. And to build on what Fuzz was saying, Dan Campbell already said the only reason Gibbs didn't get as many touches week 1 is because they just wanted to ease him into week 1. But from here on out, it should be more volume every single week. And I think it will be a close game, but I just like the Lions team as a whole. O-line's good. Defense is a lot better from last season. And 2 running backs that would be number ones on a lot of teams, I feel like, in the NFL. So, yeah, like the Lions.
I got the Lions also. I mean, the Seattle team, I think they're a good team still. I don't think last week was really what we going to expect this whole season from Seattle. But I also believe the Lions are going to be extremely good this season. Aiden's going to be a problem this week again. He didn't get any sacks.
And left tackle.
But their tackles are out?
Yeah.
I might jump on this Detroit train.
It took a guy lining up as slot receiver last week to stop Aiden from getting a sack.
Hey, at least you're not lining up Khalil Mack in the slot like Brandon Staley does. We'll get into that later.
But I really believe Lions win this game. I'm not the biggest on Jared Goff. I'm not oh my goodness, he's the best thing, but I'm not a Jared Goff hater. He's can get it done. He's shown he can get it done. He's I think 2-0 against Mahomes. I mean, I'm not saying that's meaning, but he can play good football, offensive football, because the first game against Mahomes was the Rams-Chiefs game that was probably the greatest game of, at least offensive game of the century.
That was a game. And
so I really do like Jared Goff. And Amon-Ra St. Brown. So.
Oh yeah, Amon-Ra St. Brown's a stud. I like him a lot.
Also, I don't think Goff's thrown an interception since halfway through last season.
Yeah, I think he has he's getting ready to break the record for most passes attempts without an interception. He's closing on that record.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Impressive.
I like that a lot.
So let's start out with this next one. Colts-Texans, battle of the rookies.
Ooh. I love this
Dumpster
matchup.
fire.
I disagree.
Dumpster fire.
I don't know.
I'll be the hater. Because I'll keep this short and sweet too. Texans. Colts aren't good. I don't think the Texans are good. Texans.
I think the Colts are going to win. I think they have the better roster. Overall, in my opinion, I would say. And honestly, I don't know what you guys are thinking, but I thought both those quarterbacks impressed last week. Anthony Richardson, compared to what he did in preseason, I was actually blown away. I couldn't believe how well he played last week. I mean, what did he have? He threw for 230, had a touchdown, a pick, and then he also had 40 yards rushing and a touchdown. I mean, I like it a lot. I liked it a lot. I was impressed. I'm hoping the Texans keep it a close game. I hope it looks good, but I think I'm going to take the Colts in this one just based on their roster. I just think they have the better roster overall.
I'm taking the coaching. Matt, Dave, what do you guys got?
You want to go, Dave, or me?
You can go.
Okay, so I'm picking this game just based on rookie QBs and how there's ups and downs. I think the Texans are going to win. Still don't think either team's very great, but I was impressed with Richardson, was impressed with Stroud. There were flashes for Houston. The score doesn't really reflect that, but they did have some good moments in that game. And also, the Colts, I feel like, played basically as well as they could against the Jags without winning that game last week. They had a chance to win if Richardson didn't get hurt on the 2-yard line right towards the end of the game. But I mean, yeah, going with Houston.
Dave, what do you got?
It's a tough game, I think. I liked both performances by the young quarterbacks. Stroud, I feel like, does need to work on his footwork because I saw like one of his passes, like I don't know, like his feet were so like awkward.
He looked antsy. He looked real antsy.
It just that part does kind of concern me a little bit, but it's a tough game. It depends on if Anthony Richardson finishes the game because I've watched a decent amount of Anthony Richardson because during the documentary, the QB1, he got injured a decent amount of senior year in high school too, and he couldn't stay on the field after getting injured. It was like every week it seemed like he was going out, and then eventually they shut him down for the whole season. And I hope that's not going to follow him to the NFL, and I hope this injury is not going to be something that continuously puts him out. But if he finishes the game, I feel like it's going to be a good game, and I think Colts win it.
So I'm the oddball again. I'll take it. I like it. I like these odds.
I picked Houston.
Oh, okay.
So you two picked Houston. I do have another question real quick. Do we know, I didn't really pay attention to a lot of him in college. Do we know how bad Anthony Richardson's injuries were in Florida?
I don't know about college, but like Dave
bad.
said, I didn't know that stuff about high school. Like I didn't know.
I knew that because I watched QB1 as well. Really good watch,
Yeah,
by the way.
didn't know
I
that.
think you two should absolutely take a peek at it. It
Follows
follows Bryce Young.
I got to finish the Netflix one first, the quarterback series.
Also very good.
Yeah,
But,
I gotta finish that one.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and jump ship here, and we'll move on over to the Bears Buccaneers real quick. Dave, what you got on that?
I got Chicago.
Dang, even after all that crap you talked last
I was
week?
gonna say, hey, listen, this might be the one week I take them to probably.
He didn't look impressive. I mean, he didn't really look impressive last week. Fields didn't. I mean, the Bears just didn't really look impressive.
Nah, not at all.
So, but this will be the week I take them. I'm not sure if there's any other week that I won't take them. I'm not saying like Justin Fields came out and looked like the worst quarterback in the NFL. That's not.
But if there's a week you're gonna ride with Fields, it's gonna be against Mayfield.
It will be against Mayfield. I think the Buccaneers should not have won that game last week.
Every game that the Vikings found to win last year, they're going to find a way to lose this year.
And we're finding ourselves at right now.
It's 2 games already.
Yeah. Because we're recording, as just to let the fans at home know, we're recording after this Thursday night game. That's why we're not breaking down the Eagles-Vikings. But the Eagles are good, and the Vikings are going to lose those one-score games like we all thought.
I mean, their offense is insanely good. But
it's good. But
so good.
It's not going to be enough. Their defense is bad.
It's not. Anyway,
it's
David,
bad.
What were you saying?
But I think the Bears can I think Fields will look better this week. He needs to calm down a little bit. He freaks
I think they
out
need to let him open up a little bit because I do agree with Luke after watching the game. I think after he finally threw when he threw that pick, timing, situation, everything, he had to force the ball. I mean,
he did.
I know you don't want him to, but truthfully, like they weren't moving the ball down the field, and that was the one time he was allowed to throw it, and he threw a pick, and unfortunately,
it's going to happen.
Yeah,
they need to get DJ Moore involved.
Yeah, they need to I think they need to let him try to throw it more because
I think DJ Moore got 3 targets, 2 catches for 3 targets.
Yeah, you can't do that when you traded so much.
I agree, absolutely.
Like,
you know what I mean? I feel like he's got to be. You got to work him in the offense like how Mike McDaniel does Tyreek Hill. Like, get him in motion, like move him around.
The thing is it's not even like I think
Fields or Mooney too.
So like, I'm not like Fields sometimes will have a clean pocket. Doesn't happen very often because that line's not.
Yeah, their
good.
line's atrocious.
But he'll have a clean pocket sometimes and just freak out because I'm thinking he's like, this line's bad. So in his head, he's already thinking the pressure is going to get there even if they block it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And he just kind of freaks out.
I agree with that.
But DJ Moore last week had like 5 yards of separation per like average per route. That's above the
insane.
NFL. That's above the NFL average.
Yeah.
So it's not like he wasn't getting open. And
you just got.
But I still do got the Bears.
You got the Bears. Foz, who you got?
I'm taking the Bears as well. And the reason I say that is because I believe that Baker Mayfield is going up against a much better secondary than what he just went up against. That's just my opinion. I love Jaquan Brisker, Jalen Johnson, Eddie Jackson. That secondary is disgusting.
One thing real quick, Kyler Gordon's out this week for the Bears in their secondary.
Okay, Kyler Gordon's out. That makes sense. I believe he had a pretty big play in that game last week. But I don't think Justin Fields was absolutely terrible last week. Personally, I feel like his offensive coordinator is not helping him out much. They're not, like you were saying earlier, Dustin, they're just not letting him loose.
Mm-hmm.
They need to let that man loose. He has an arm.
It's different.
That man can sling the ball, bro.
I agree.
They
because
need
it's
to let
different
him
if
go.
It's different if he's missing throws like completely, but they're not letting him even have the opportunity to hit those throws.
Exactly. So that's one spot that I disagree with you, Dave, is you said he didn't look impressive. I don't think it's his fault that he didn't look impressive.
I didn't say it was his fault.
But overall, yeah, I'm taking the Bears in this one because it's freaking Baker Mayfield. I mean, come on. I'm betting against Baker Mayfield every time. He sucks.
Fair point. Well, I guess that'll jump us into our next game.
I didn't pick yet.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say. Matt, go ahead.
I got the Bears, too. Love you, Luke. Hope you guys win this week. I don't know. Still don't like Justin Fields that much. He started the game well, and then I don't know what happened. He just started to fall apart towards the end. He had like 37 passing attempts and 24 completions, I think, or something, which isn't terrible. But still, at one point in the game, I'm pretty sure he was like 15 for 19, unless I'm crazy. Like, you can't finish the game like that, especially when Jordan Love and them were just going down and scoring with ease against you. So, I don't know what happened. He looked good to start the game, collapsed towards the end, but I think he'll look better this week. Hopefully he looks at DJ Moore a little bit more, and I'm not expecting Baker Mayfield to have back-to-back good performances like that.
Fair point. I got the Bears too. I'm not going to dive into it. I'm just going to say Baker Mayfield. Again, dumpster fire teams.
Whenever if Baker Mayfield keeps winning, we're going to owe him an apology.
Well,
I ain't apologizing for nothing.
Hey, until it happens, the hell with it. All right, this next game we got, I'll kick us off because it's Chiefs-Jags. Like I said, our only 1 o'clock game of the year. Big bounce back week. I don't think I have to dive into too much about like Patrick Mahomes and his history after a loss. It's not looking good for the Jags. Let's just say I think it'll be a great game. I think it'll be a high-scoring game. If you're a betting man, take the over. But I just think we have a big week. Chris Jones and Travis Kelce being on the field this week versus not being on the field last week, and we only lost by 1. I like our chances. I do think Trevor Lawrence, he looked pretty good week 1. I mean, some mistakes, but looked pretty good.
He did.
Who you got, Matt?
Just got the Chiefs. Thought they would have won last week if they did have Chris Jones and Travis Kelce. They didn't. This week they do. Nothing against the Jags. Think they're a good team. They started last year kind of slow. Feel like if the Jags are as good as what people were expecting, they should have looked better last week against the Colts than what they did. So I got the Chiefs, not expecting Kadarius Toney to hand the ball to the secondary and to the ground as well. So, yeah, Chiefs.
Yeah, I also have the Chiefs. Like Dustin touched on a little bit. I mean, they're going to have Travis Kelce and Chris Jones back. Travis Kelce's huge for Mahomes. I mean, that's massive. I know Tony struggled last week, but I don't expect that to last very long, personally.
It better not.
I don't believe it will. But I'm not a Jags hater by any means. I still think they'll win that division. They're a good team. Lawrence showed last year, and even into last game, he showed that he's a good quarterback. He's their guy. He's a franchise quarterback. Obviously, and I mean their whole team's good, but it's Patrick Mahomes, man. You don't bet against Patrick Mahomes. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. No questions about it. So, yeah, I got them Chiefs, baby.
Brownie points for Christian.
Or you can go with what you're going to say because I'm going to keep it short.
I was just going to say also with how well Anthony Richardson looked against the Jags defense last week, I think Mahomes going to go for like 350 this week, 3 tutties probably. That's all.
I like it.
I'm just going Chiefs. I'm not really breaking this down at all because I don't think it takes like a rocket scientist to like break this game down.
Yeah.
Jaguars didn't look impressive last week. Chiefs.
Calvin Ridley did.
I was going to say Calvin Ridley looked awesome.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley looked awesome.
I'm not saying like players didn't look impressive, but the team themselves didn't really. Like I didn't watch the Jaguars last week. Like, wow, this team's going to be like a force this year.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still think they win that division.
Mm-hmm.
But that division's not the Chiefs.
Fair.
Right.
That's true. It is
Fair.
not.
Fair point.
I don't think they would win that division. Like if they swap places with the Chiefs, I don't think they would end up winning that division. I think the Chargers would take that division.
I think they'd finish second or third.
Yeah, one of those two.
That's torn.
But,
I'm torn with it, but
so I mean, it's just Chiefs.
I guess this will lead us to one of the more interesting matchups of the week. I'm actually looking forward to seeing this game. I want to see if Jordan Love's the real deal. We got Packers-Falcons. The Falcons, Bijan Robinson looked awesome last week.
yeah, he did.
I wasn't a fan of watching the game for Dave's sake, but Jordan Love looked awesome. Showing that little shade of Aaron Rodgers with that little fadeaway flick of the wrist throw he had. I know. Sorry, Luke, but he looked good, and I'm interested to see if it was just are the Bears bad, or can he throw that well against a good secondary? And I think the Falcons have a good secondary.
I like that.
Matt, what you got?
I think the Falcons win.
You got the Falcons too?
I got Falcons.
Okay,
So,
okay. Well, not two, but because I've got Packers,
Yeah.
but
looking at the Falcons last week, they're a good defense. I'm not saying good offense. Bijan had moments like the catch out of the backfield, making a defender miss, and then getting the touchdown. Great play. But in the run game, you can argue that Tyler looked better in the run game than what Bijan did.
they did feed Tyler a lot, didn't they?
Yeah.
They did.
I'm interested to see how that plays out with Patterson back.
The Panthers missed so many tackles. It was ridiculous. Like, that was one thing that I was like looking at like during that game. I'm like, if we don't miss the tackle on the play that Bijan ended up having the juke move and getting the touchdown, honestly, there was a missed tackle. The juke was a nice juke, but then another guy just completely missed. Like, you can't do that in the NFL. Like, if you want to be considered a top defense, and the offense scares me for Atlanta for the fact that they scored 4 times. 3 of those came off turnovers, because all 3 turnovers, that the 2 interceptions and the fumble, they scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal. So 17 points came off of 3 turnovers. Then the next one was off of a punt that was only made it to like just past the 50-yard line. So it was another short field situation that they scored their other touchdown on. So if the offense doesn't show improvement, then honestly the Packers could, because like Packers got a good defense. So I mean the Packers could sneak it away, but I think Falcons win the game.
All right. Matt, who you got?
So, you can go first.
No, you're good, brother. Go.
So I got the Falcons. Not very confidently have the Falcons because, like everybody else said, want to see how Jordan Love plays. Last week, I think there were only 2 teams that didn't give up a play of over 20 yards, and I think the Falcons were one of them. So would like to see Jordan Love against a good secondary like that. I thought the Falcons looked good outside of the quarterback position last week. I mean, they're a tough team. Panthers played well against them with a rookie, but still like the Falcons. Just think that run game is something serious. And, yeah, that's about it.
The Falcons
I guess that leads it to me. And I'll be the odd man out because I believe that the Green Bay Packers are going to win this game.
I took the Packers.
I'm going with the Packers.
Yeah, I took them too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you took the Falcons. That's all right. My bad.
No.
The Falcons.
Let me back up. Me and Dustin are going with the Packers.
Cheese heads.
Let me say something about what Matt said. Huh? They did let a play of over 20 yards. Chuba had a 21-yard rush.
Might have been 25 yards.
Anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm going with the Packers in this one. I liked what I saw from Jordan Love. I know Matt said that he needs to play a good secondary. I believe he did play a good secondary. Granted, he played a really crappy defensive line, but I like what I saw out of him. And strictly off of quarterback and coaching, I have to take Green Bay in this one. Green Bay's coaching's better, and I don't like Desmond Ridder one bit. I don't like him at all. I don't trust him whatsoever. So I'm going with the Packers in this one. That's the move right there.
Well, we're split down the middle again.
And just to clarify, I think the Bears have a talented secondary, but a lot of the yardage that Jordan Love had last week were from wide open receivers. Like, I
agree. Absolutely. There was one play that I saw he got
Musgrave
hit somebody deep down the left side.
That was that fadeaway I was talking about.
Yeah.
He bobbled the snap, he dribbled it.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah,
dribbled the snap, picked it back up,
and then okay.
That play,
I will agree with that. But overall, he threw 3 touchdowns? If I'm not, it was 3.
Oh, he looked great in the red zone. That
he looked really
fade the fade he threw to Romeo Doubs was perfect.
Fantastic. So I definitely have the Packers in that one. I'm curious to see what you guys have on this next game here. We're gonna have the Raiders and the Bills. So Dustin, what you got on that one?
This one's interesting. Not really. I got the Bills in a bounce back week. Listen, I get the Raiders run our division right now.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Golf clap. I'll give them a golf clap, but that ain't gonna happen for long. That's fair. That ain't gonna happen for long. I think what Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs are about to do to this Raiders secondary is gonna be. It should be a crime.
It should be a crime.
Yeah, it should be a crime. But I got the Bills by a lot.
Can we all just get through this one fast? Because I think we all going to say the Bills.
Yeah, we're definitely all going to say the Bills.
Is it clean sweep? Clean sweep?
Yeah,
all right,
it's
Bills,
going to be.
Bills.
I have a feeling it's going to be a clean. I don't even think this game's going to be close. I don't like the Raiders. I don't like Jimmy Garoppolo. I like nothing about it. The only thing about that team that I do like is Devontae Adams. I think he'll have a touchdown. Yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
Especially with Jacoby Myers out.
Like 42-7. So
I like their rookie DN too. That's about it.
We don't like Josh Jacobs?
All right, well,
I'm
thank
cool
you
with
for
Josh
sitting here calling
Jacobs,
everybody
but I
out.
don't like him like that, you know.
Well, we got another AFC matchup. We'll jump into Chargers-Titans. I feel like this one will be a little more interesting to see how you guys have this one. Fuzz, what do you think?
I mean, honestly, if the quarterback play is going to stay the same for the Tennessee Titans, I got the Chargers by a lot. But because the Chargers are a good team, they got two really talented wide receivers, in Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. I don't know. I was getting there, David. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me yet.
I wasn't the one that said it first.
I
saw his hands, but I saw your mouth. So
was John Cena.
Anyway, I didn't see how Quentin Johnson did last week. Did he do that? Did he do good? How was it? I don't know.
He didn't really do much.
He's talented though.
I just mean any 6'4" guy on the field.
And everybody in the NFL is talented, but it comes down to what you do on the field.
Fair point.
Yeah, Justin Herbert's a stud. I think all four of us here, we pretty much know that Justin Herbert's good. He's a dog, and I love their defense a lot. You know, they got Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa. That team's good, and Tannehill looked terrible last week.
Yeah,
I think
I'm right there. I'm right there with you on that. Quarterback play for the Titans did not look good. I don't know if it'll even change this week. So I agree with you, Fuzz. I got the Chargers too. I mean, I hope it does for their roster's sake because they do have a good team. But
I really don't I don't even care about the roster's sake. But he looked like he was purposely trying to throw interceptions.
I agree.
You called him Paul Crewe, Dave. All right, Pennant. That's the caption. Ryan Tannehill or Paul Crewe. Are we clean sweep then? Everyone got the Chargers?
I think we all got the Chargers. Matt, I'm assuming you as well.
I got the Titans.
What? Are you crazy? All right, baby, let's hear it.
The Chargers have all the talent on defense. We haven't seen them put it together yet. It reminds me of when Cleveland had Joe Woods as a coordinator because we've had all the talent in the world and haven't been able to put it together. They overrush on the edges, I feel like, which is going to lead to a lot of Derrick Henry in that game. And I just think that I don't like Brandon Staley.
Did he just say they don't have it together? They got Khalil Mack at nickel. Yeah, dude, he's a beast. Exactly. He's literally the best coverage
Khalil
linebacker.
Mack at nickel.
And he guarded Tyreek Hill. Dude, did you see him look? No, did you see him look back on that? He was like, I'm not doing this.
Did anybody go? I'm
not doing this. No, not at all.
That's what I'm saying. For all the pieces that they are supposedly supposed to have had, we have not seen them put the talent together. At least for a full game. I mean, last year against the Jaguars in the first half of that playoff game, their defense looked great. Second half looked like the Lions' defense at the start of last year. So, I mean, I just don't trust them.
Fair.
I trust Vrabel more than I trust Brandon Staley is all that game comes down to.
Okay. The coaching matchup. I agree with that. I agree with Vrabel being the better coach. I just think this is This could just be the one where the roster's just too good. Like I think, like
Did you see
it
that
just
Spears-
overpowers. Huh?
Did you see Spears out-snapped Derrick Henry last game?
Tajay?
Yeah.
No crap. Are you serious?
Yes.
He's
Wow.
nice. I like him. That he
I
Tulane.
said,
Tulane
hey,
guy?
yeah,
Tulane.
I called that. I knew he was gonna be a stud.
I
got
just
some cool
didn't think that
jerseys
he
up
would
there.
outsnap Derrick Henry. That's
He had
You
more
don't-
snaps than Derrick
You don't
Henry.
draft, you don't draft a running back in the 3rd round unless you have plans to use him early and often.
that's true.
I mean,
true.
if you have Derrick Henry at running back anyway, you don't,
Fair.
because
I agree with that. All right, real quick, what game are we heading? 49ers Rams, right?
Yeah.
All right, Dustin, go ahead and lead us in.
No, Dave can plug us in. He was about to.
Oh, okay. David, go ahead and plug us in.
So I honestly believe I feel like all of us are going to pretty much have the same team winning. Some of us might think that it's going to be a tad bit different of like the way the game goes.
Mhm.
But I just think that 49ers team's like going to win.
Yeah.
The Rams did impress me last week. I was kind of surprised by that performance, but I was not surprised by the 49ers performance last week.
Hey, chill out.
I mean, they're one of the best teams in football, and they proved why.
I'm right there with you, Dave. I agree 100%. I agree that this one could be like a closer game because, we talked about earlier a little bit, that division, like those division games, they're always going to be close. Rams, I think Matt said McVay got a great record against Shanahan. And if you're a stats guy, that's something for you.
don't know the record.
Yeah, no idea what the record is. I just know it's good. But
Good versus bad. So
I do know that they have 65% of their crowd is going to be 49ers fans this week, and only 35% of it are going to be Rams fans. So it's like the 49ers' 9th home game. So if you want to take that into consideration.
SoFi Stadium just doesn't get like it's always the away team that shows out.
Yeah,
It seems like.
because I feel like the Chargers and Rams don't have large enough fan bases on their own.
So the Chargers, I think their fan base just got mad, like they didn't want to move.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of them are not supporting as much. I could be completely wrong. I'm not a Chargers fan, so I don't know their feelings.
Yeah.
Nah, because they had one playoff game, I think, against Pittsburgh, where all you saw were terrible towels, and it was in San Diego. They've never had that big of a fan base in San Diego either.
The thing is the
I don't
Steelers
think that was-
travel extremely well.
I don't believe that was a playoff game, but I do remember exactly what you're talking about. I could be wrong. It might have been a playoff game.
Oh, I know Pittsburgh travels well, but still, like it was like 90% Pittsburgh fans in that stadium. Like
That's crazy.
San Diego, just most people like San Fran. A lot of people jumped on the Rams wagon whenever they moved back to LA, and then there's just San Diego. I feel it was San Diego, but
Anyway, who you guys got in this game?
I personally have the 49ers.
Big shot.
I'll get into the details of their week 1 victory later. But they looked insanely good. Brock Purdy showed that he can throw a touchdown to a wide open receiver after the cornerback slips. Doesn't get his ankles broken. For all you haters out there. Yeah. That defense is freaking good.
Yeah,
It's scary.
really good.
That is a
They're good.
scary defense. Nick Bosa. I don't know how to say the other dude's name. Hufanga? Is that something Hufanga? I don't
Drake
remember
Jackson's a beast too.
Yeah, that dude had 3 sacks.
Yeah, he's a beast.
I believe he had 2 of them in the final quarter. Yeah, that defense is just terrible. And Fred Warner, I don't even know how I didn't say him right after.
He's
Nick
a given,
Bosa.
though. He's the best.
But-
We all said that first episode. He's the best middle linebacker in football.
He's so freaking. I mean, you could make an argument. I think Roquan's up there. Roquan is insanely good. I like Roquan a lot.
I'm gonna take Fred. Sorry, Jonte.
Apologize to Luke too.
Oh, well, I don't really care anymore. He's not there. I don't have to apologize.
No,
anymore.
I got the 49ers in this one. I don't know what the score is going to be, honestly, but if they play anything like they did last week, it's going to be bad.
What you got?
Niners, they're good.
Shocker.
It's about all you
really
need.
Good.
We need the gas soundboard.
I don't need to get into details. Brandon Ayuk showing that he could be a number one on a lot of teams.
I would argue he is the number one in San Francisco.
In terms of straight up receiver, I agree.
I think they just use Debo as a weapon, and then
I agree.
Brandon's the number one.
And I mean, McCaffrey, dog. Kittle, dog.
Their team, dog.
Sorry,
but their team, dog.
Yeah,
I will say the Rams played well last week. I think they're going to cover the spread. I think it's like a 7-point spread or 7.5 or something. I think the Rams are going to cover. I think the Niners still win though. But yeah,
I agree.
One last thing about this game. Well, not even about this game. I want to apologize to Brock Purdy. Last week, I came on here and said I really didn't know how he was going to be. Thought last year was kind of a fluke.
I respect the man who apologizes. I respect the man who apologizes.
That I made. And
I don't respect a man who's apologizing for a quarterback who just torched my team. But that's fine.
Well, let's get into a team that also got torched. We got the Giants and Cardinals. I don't know how you guys feel. I actually think this will be a clean sweep as well for all of us. I don't think the...
Oh, yeah, not getting on my TV? Clean sweep.
Yeah. This is such a weird game, but I'm going Giants because Daniel Jones is better than Josh Dobbs. That's all my argument is.
At this point, I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would say
that was a bad game.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hayden. That was a bad game. A bad game.
You can't blame Daniel Jones on that, though. His offensive line gave him 0.1 second to throw the ball.
Yeah, Bro, it looked like Max Dugan in that one game last year.
In the national championship against Georgia?
No, the Big 12. The Big 12 title
against
game.
Kansas State.
Yeah, dude. He looked like he was dying on every camera cut. I'm not even kidding. What do you guys got?
It's
a tough. It's such a weird game.
It is such a weird game because you look at how bad the Giants got blown.
This game's going to be 9-6. Final score.
They got by a great defense, though.
You look at how bad the Giants got blown out there in against the 49ers or the Cowboys. My bad. I'm still stuck on the 49ers. I'm still stuck on the Steelers getting their ass beat.
You're just getting excited for that.
Yeah. Anyway, you look at how bad they got whooped by the Cowboys, and you're like, dang, like this team's bad. But I don't think this team is like. I think they have a good defense. I like their defense. Kayvon Thibodeau was trying, if that means anything. I think the Giants are going to win this one. I don't trust Josh Dobbs whatsoever. I personally had the opportunity to watch him in Pittsburgh for 3 years. Yeah, no, he's not going to be able to do it for the Cardinals. They're going to need Caleb Williams at the end of the season to be able to win this game. So yeah, I got the Giants in this one.
Dave?
I think I might go with the Giants.
Okay.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
The Cardinals are bad, dude.
So bad.
They played surprisingly
they
better than I thought last week.
Okay. I thought you were going to say surprisingly good, and I was going to say
no. Just better than I thought.
Yeah. No, I expected that to be I expected that to be a 10 plus point win for the Commanders, and I was proven incorrect.
Well, let's get on to the next one. This one's
I didn't
fun.
go.
Yeah, I was going to say Matt's got to make his.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, think the Giants are going to win. Don't think Daniel Jones is going to be running for his life at the start of every play this week. And if he is, then the Giants are going to be awful this year. They're supposed to have pretty good tackle play this year from Andrew Thomas and Evan Neal. I think Evan Neal got hurt in the game last week, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't think it's going to have much of an effect on their line against the Cardinals as it will against the Cowboys. And yeah, bounce back week for the Giants.
Giant sweep.
Okay.
Giant sweep.
On to the next week. Cowboys versus Jets.
Cowboys
Who we
Jets.
got?
This is an entertaining one, actually.
It was going to be.
No, this is still an interesting one for me, and I don't trust Dak Prescott. He turns the ball over too much for me personally. I mean, last week he didn't really have the opportunity to turn the ball over. So,
But he almost did.
Yeah, he almost did. When it comes with the Jets, I'm actually really curious to see how Zach Wilson performed and how much he picked Aaron Rodgers' brain in the little bit of time he was there. And I'm assuming he's probably going to have Aaron Rodgers on the side coaching him up. So I'm super.
Not yet.
I'm
Not yet.
intrigued. Huh?
Yeah, not yet.
Oh,
He won't.
not yet.
He won't be there for a few weeks.
A few weeks. Okay.
Yeah, because
I'm
he's
still
on the boot
intrigued.
and stuff.
I'm still intrigued to see how Zach Wilson, because you see it all the times. All these quarterbacks come in and they pick these veteran guys' brains. I'm curious to see if he did the same thing with Aaron Rodgers and how he performs. I still think that the Cowboys are probably going to pull this one out, but it's just an intrigue. It's an interesting matchup for me to see how Wilson's going to perform in his first start this year after having Aaron Rodgers, up in front of him, and he's been able to learn from Rodgers. So it's an interesting one. But I'm going to take the Cowboys in this one. Their defense they got a pretty good defense over there. Micah Parsons is a stud, second best edge rusher in the NFL. So we'll see how he does. We'll see how it rolls.
Behind Miles.
Incorrect.
Let's not do this right now. All right. I'm gonna disagree with you. Just for now, I do agree that Zach's probably going to have Aaron on the sideline to pick.
No, I still took the Cowboys.
No, I know. I'm talking about the Jets as a whole. I think they have a great roster still. Obviously, I think it'll keep them in games. I think they'll play good games. I just think they're going to be on the unlucky side of them now with having Wilson instead of Rodgers.
Right.
I would take the Cowboys and whatever their spread is. Not sure what it is, but
I'm not sure what it is either.
Yeah, I think they look great. Not to over exaggerate it, but you hang a 40 piece on a team and you shut them out, I'm gonna give you your respect. So, but watch Zach Wilson win this fucking game.
That'd be pretty funny, honestly.
Oh my gosh,
That'd be hilarious.
He's gonna be 2-0. Could you imagine?
That'd be fantastic. I'd love it.
Unreal.
What you got over there, Dave?
The only way I see the Jets even be able to compete in a game like this is if those running backs go off. And against this defense, I don't think it's happening. Because the Cowboys are probably going to come out in a defense that's wanting Zach Wilson to throw the football. You're going to be wanting him to throw the football.
Mm.
So
stack the box, guard the run.
Yeah. And so I just think Cowboys win this game. I think it's going to be difficult for the Jets to do anything on offense.
I like that a lot.
We got Matt.
Yeah, I got the Cowboys. I don't think it's going to be a very close game. I think that the tackle play in New York, well, with the Giants anyway, is on par, if not better than the tackle play with the Jets. I think Micah Parsons is just going to make Zach Wilson's life a living hell. And we saw last week, as long as Dak Prescott doesn't turn the ball over 4 times, they'll probably win the game. So,
okay. So we all got the Cowboys in a clean sweep. And I don't think that's any disrespect to the Jets roster because I think we all do know how good their roster is, but you just know
Absolutely.
the loss of Rodgers, that's just devastating. Prayers up to him. But let's jump into this next one. This is another interesting game to me. I don't really know how you guys feel about it. Broncos Commanders. It's a very weird game.
Yeah.
Dave, I want to hear your thoughts on this first.
So it's great. I love to see it. Chase Young's going to play in his only game of the year. He's active, and you know what that means. He's probably going to get hurt. No, I hope not.
Not funny that he's going to get hurt, but just ironic.
I hope Chase Young can stay on the field this year because I don't think he's going to be ever the talent what they thought he was coming out of Ohio State. Like, I don't think he's that guy in the NFL. But I think he can be like a decent like role player for a defense. But I don't even know how to do this game, like really, to be honest with you.
I'm right there with you.
The Commanders almost let the Cardinals win a football game.
Yeah.
And then the Broncos let the Raiders win a football game.
Very bad teams. I'm sorry, Jarrett. Jarrett and Daz, I'm so sorry, but
I am not.
Awful teams.
I hate the Broncos. So with that being said, I'm going with the Commanders because I'm
left hands up.
Go Sam Howell. Woo! Go
Okay.
North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm not watching this game. And if I do, it's because it's on Red Zone. So, yeah.
Guys.
I'll pick the Broncos. I don't know. I'll go with the Commanders. Yeah.
Good point.
Dude, I'd love to see our first ever Commander sweep on this show. It's probably going to be the only time we do it too. I'll go left hand up. We're going with the Commanders this week. I'm right there with you. It's a weird game to pick. Yeah, so I'll ride the commies train this week.
And I guess that just leaves it up to me. So, yeah, this is an interesting matchup here.
Join the dark side.
I know he's not picking the Broncos.
But I will get my revenge, and only these three here know what I'm talking about. This will happen. All right?
And is this the week?
No, absolutely not. It has to. It would have to
be week 17. Yeah,
it's got to play out perfect. It's got to be perfect. And I swear to God, when it happens, I cannot wait to clap in this man's face. Anyway, I'm going with the Commanders because the Broncos.
What are you clapping in his face?
When am I clapping in his face?
Who you got in this game?
Man, I got the Commanders. I don't trust the Broncos whatsoever. They're, for whatever reason, the last 2 years, they're on paper. You look at their roster, and this team is stacked. Like you're like, yes, this team is good. I like Javonte Williams at the running back, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. I like both of them. But as soon as Russell Wilson left Seattle, he has been
atrocious.
I don't even know if you. I was going to say mediocre, but I don't even know if you can say that. It's been worse than mediocre. He's just not been good. He's been a below average quarterback.
He robbed him.
Yep.
So
I'm taking the Commanders.
I'm going to go a little bit further into saying this because I really didn't give anything like reason why. So with the Broncos, the past 2 years ago, I was like, this roster seems like they might be a quarterback and a coaching staff away from winning games. Then last year, you could say coaching staff was the only thing. They had the quarterback, supposedly. Then this year, I know it's week 1, but you got the coaching staff and the quarterback, and I think you can finally set, this is definitely an overreaction with it being only 1 week, but Russell Wilson might be the problem.
Yeah, and they lost to Jimmy Garoppolo. That's a problem in itself.
Jimmy Garoppolo wins football games. I mean, he has a winning record. in his career.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at the team he played for there for a little bit, that's not real hard to do.
I mean, but he
the
still
two teams. I'm sorry, not one. The 2 teams he played for. That's not hard to do.
Well, now it's 3. He has a winning record with 3 teams now.
After one game, you just said it's week 1.
Speaking of Jimmy G,
if you look at the 49ers and the Patriots, almost every quarterback that has come under center to play for those two teams has always succeeded. It's just been a thing. For whatever reason, it always works out. The Patriots, not so much as of lately, but when Brady was there, you had Jimmy Garoppolo step in and go crazy. You had what the heck was the other? Matt Castle had a pretty decent game. Jacoby Brissett, like you got guys that just step in there and play good in those franchises. It's kind of crazy.
Well, speaking of Jimmy G, let's jump into Jimmy G's old O coordinator, the man head coach in the Dolphins. I think they had game of the week last week. Tua looked great. Their offense looks unstoppable. Tyreek Hill. I mean, Jalen Waddle. They're so fast. So fast. So fast. And they get him a running head start for every play. Like, I mean, it's unguardable.
Mm-hmm.
His route running so much better now, too.
I know. Dolphins, Pats. Give me the Dolphins all the way. I don't I forget what stat it is, but I guess the over hits crazy in these games for the Dolphins Patriots. So like a lot of points get scored. How it's been the last few years. I'm taking the Dolphins, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots keep this a close game.
I think they will keep it a close game. If you would have asked me who I was taking in this game before Thursday, I would have told you the New England Patriots. Because I thought, watching that first game, I thought their defense just was doing such a good job against Jalen Hurts and that Eagles offense. I thought they were doing a really good job. But then I watched how the Eagles offense was against the Vikings, and now I'm leaning more towards the Dolphins. Not in a blowout. I think it'll be a close game, but I'm leaning more towards the Dolphins. Their receivers are just way too fast. They're just too good. It's ridiculous. They're so good. Tua can load up and he can send that ball deep. All he's got to do is throw it down there, and Tyreek's going to be there somewhere. So
run under it for real.
Absolutely. I got the Dolphins in this one.
Dave, what do you think?
I got the Dolphins. There was never a point where I thought the Patriots are winning this game.
Fair.
I don't. Nobody, like, it's gonna, unless Tua gets hurt again, it's going to be hard to stop this offense. Not many teams have done it in the past 2 years. The games they lose is because their defense doesn't get stops, usually.
Fair. Man, what do you think?
Yeah, I got the Dolphins. It's going to be a close game. Patriots aren't going to be bad this year. They're not going to be great this year. I think the Dolphins are going to win the division, though. They'll win a close game, high scoring. The difference is just going to be Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, I think. Probably a lot more Jalen Waddle this week. Not saying Tyreek won't get his. I just think Bill's going to do a better job of keying in on Tyreek than what Staley did. So I think Waddle will get more involved, but yeah.
Good.
So we all got the Dolphins in a sweep. I agree.
Yeah, we all have the Dolphins in a sweep.
Later on in this season, if Jalen Ramsey gets healthy and Tua stays healthy, this team could be really dangerous.
Yeah, now you're looking at a playoff push. I mean, even right now, I think this team can make a playoff push.
Because right now, we're all projecting this to be a high scoring game. So it's going to just be the Dolphins outscoring the Patriots is what we're all assuming.
Yeah.
Obviously, if we think they'll if he went, but it's going to not be defensive. The reason the game's won, we're probably thinking it's in the 40s.
Probably a 31-17 final.
There's going to be high-scoring games.
For
the Dolphins.
Yeah, exactly. I just thought Mac Jones looked so good last week.
Second half he did. I agree.
He impressed me. He threw for what, 316 yards?
He had a bunch.
3 touchdowns and 1 pick.
He had 54 attempts too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he impressed me last, and even the pass that really kind of the 4th down pass that he hit to who the heck did he have on that side over there? Was it
Keyshawn Butte?
Yeah, whoever it was over there. That pass he hit, it wasn't a terrible pass. It got there. Just he couldn't get that foot down.
Yeah, it was Keyshawn.
And that'll jump us into our first Monday night game. I know Dave's excited about this. I know you're looking for a bounce back week. Saints and Panthers in Carolina. Dave.
So this needs to be the start of a new Carolina team. Before the last few years with Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Bank of America Stadium, very seldomly is more Panthers fans than the other team because of the quarterback we were playing with. The only game that you could say that it was majority Panthers fans there, like for the most part, for the majority of the season, was the game that Cam came back. That game, Panthers fans were everywhere. This is what we need out of Bryce Young. He needs to be bringing Panthers fans back to games on Sundays and Mondays and Thursdays, whatever day of the week we're playing. We can't be coming into a hostile environment once it's getting played at our home stadium. That it's not good to be having that. So that being said, week 1, I think the Panthers win that game if we don't turn the ball over. You lose the turnover battle 3-0. You're going to lose close ball games if it's a close ball game. Jesse Bates, great player. He made 2 outstanding plays against Bryce Young for interceptions. And Miles Sanders, with as long as he's been in the NFL, needs to know. This is not even a knock because this is where the majority of fumbles happen in the NFL for running backs. Is once you're going to the ground, you kind of more brace for impact, and the ball you get looser with the control, and that's where most fumbles for running backs happen, and that's what happened that play. So, week 1, a loss, rivalry game was upsetting, but I think we bounced back because Derek Carr did not really impress me much. The Saints didn't impress me much. Their defense is good, and I'm not their offense is probably going to be good this year also. But week 1, they weren't impressive. And I think this defense for Carolina is just going to get after them with Brian Burns. And I'm hoping Justin Houston shows up this week because I didn't get to see much of him last week, and that was sad. But J.C. Horn going down for probably most of the season, that's sad. I hate to freaking see it. We also lost our starting left guard for the whole season. He's out for season-ending IR. But I think Bryce Young bounces back and hopefully gets his first win.
Fuzz, what
DJ is most likely playing this week also. So we have a deep threat, so safeties can't be 10 yards up from the normal spot.
Fuzz, what do you think?
I have to go with the Saints on this one. And it's nothing, no knock on the Panthers. They have a really good defense. I think Bryce Young's going to be a stud in the NFL eventually. It's just, for me, it's too early. And I don't think it's going to be a blowout loss by any means. I believe this game will be won by, the Saints will win this by 7 points or less. I just think Derek Carr, I'm strictly looking at the quarterbacks. I would take Derek Carr, obviously. Derek Carr, a veteran quarterback over a rookie quarterback. And then his weapons. I prefer his weapons over the Panthers' weapons. I like Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, if he can not hurt himself in the morning. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going with the Saints on this one. I like their defense a lot too. So I think the Saints will win this one by 7 or less.
I'm going to disagree with you, Fuzz. I got the Panthers in this game. Bryce Young, he looked calm and confident. So it's kind of like weird to see out of even though like you guys lost Dave. It's weird to see that out of a rookie quarterback so early, especially week one. He just looked like he honestly looked like a veteran.
I was about to say, he looked like
He made the two mistakes that throwing it at Bates, but I mean, like you said, Bates made 2 diving interceptions. Like,
yeah.
Besides that, he looked fine. Like you said, a few little things go your guys' way. It's a completely different game, but I mean, that's football. I just think the Panthers come out on top this week. Matt, what do you got?
I like it.
Got Carolina. Not expecting a lot of offense necessarily in the game. I think both teams have solid defenses. It's going to be a struggle. I think that Bryce Young didn't look terrible last week. Like we were saying, the 2 interceptions to Bates. Bates made incredible plays on those. Learning lessons, just rookie stuff right there. It happens.
Yeah.
And I just think that I trust Carolina's defense a little bit more than I trust the Saints defense. Coaching, I'm not sure how I feel about Dennis Allen. Got to see how Frank Reich looks with a new team and everything. Obviously didn't go great last go around, but I just think it comes down to who I think has the better defense, and I think it's Carolina, even with the J.C. Horn injury. And yeah.
And that brings us to our second Monday night game and final game of the week.
One more thing. Carolina. Pay freaking Brian Burns.
All right. Let's jump into this. Fuzz, we're going to let Matt go first. We know you got a whole spiel about week one.
I have a long fucking spiel coming up, boys. So y'all be ready for that.
It's our final game of the week, too. Monday night. Steelers-Browns in Pittsburgh. We're actually going to be at the game. So if you're watching, tune in.
All right. So long story short, we saw how last week was. And I don't think that's a reflection of how this week is necessarily going to go. I still think the Browns are going to win, but I think that it's just going to be a AFC North battle more than what last week was for the Browns. And TJ Watt's going up against a rookie right tackle. Every stat TJ Watt had last week was 1-on-1. So if we have a rookie right tackle out there now, need to double team him every play. And
or it'll be bad.
Yeah. I mean, DeJuan Jones has been a dog. Preseason, played almost every snap for us, gave up 1 pressure, 0 sacks, played 20 snaps last week, 0 pressure, 0 sacks. Dude's a freak. Crazy steal for a 4th-round pick for us. Yeah, I think that Amari Cooper, if he ends up being out because he's questionable now, can hurt us, but I still think we win. Defense looked great last week. The coverage in the secondary was everywhere. Didn't give up any easy throws. No big plays like last year. Miles had some help with Zadarius Smith. Joe Burrow had 31 dropbacks. Got hit 10 times on those 31 dropbacks. 33%. Not bad. Nick Chubb leads the league already in most 10-plus yard rushes. Love to see that. I think the Browns are going to win. Another big reason I think the Browns win, Nick Chubb, Cam Hayward being out now, I think it's going to play a big factor.
Well, I'll jump in. I agree. I got the Browns this week. I think the Browns defense showed up in a way that none of us expected to last week. I think Jim Schwartz showed why he was such a quick hire for them and such a quick decision. Like it was snap of the fingers as soon as they parted ways with Woods is his name, right?
Yeah,
Joe Woods. I do believe and agree with Matt. It's going to be one of them AFC North games, probably 21-17, maybe 24-21 final score. I do like the Browns on top of this one though because of what Christian will get into because of their struggles in that department. But that's who I got. I got the Browns. So, Dave, what do you think?
I think I got the Browns on this one. Because that offensive line looked atrocious last week for the Steelers, and the test isn't getting any easier. You got Zadarius Smith.
He looked good.
Ogbo had a sack too, the dude I've been raving about.
Yeah, so like, if that offensive line doesn't play, if they don't improve a decent amount, it's going to be another long day. Because if you don't have time to throw the ball, it doesn't matter who you are as a quarterback. Yeah. You can be Patrick Mahomes or you can be Kenny Pickett. If you don't have time to throw the ball, you're not going to be able to make that many plays. You'll still make some plays because you're good quarterbacks in the NFL. Like we saw Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl making plays once he was getting pressured so often, but he wasn't able to make enough plays that game to win the ball game. So I think in this situation, if that offensive line doesn't play better, it's going to be another struggle. If that offensive coordinator doesn't start calling better plays, it's going to be a struggle. So I got the Browns because of that.
All right, Fuzz. Let us have it.
Hey, let me start this out like every Steelers fan would. We need to fire Matt Canada now. Not tomorrow, not the day after, fucking now. Okay. Now that that's out of the way. Matt Canada's a bum. Fourth and goal, right? You know, we got to score. We got to put points on the board. What is this jackass call? Can any of you guys guess what he called?
No.
4 verticals in the red zone. Yeah, that's what we got to deal with. So that happened. Anyway, let's get into some serious shit, though. So on the offensive line, David, you were harping on our offensive line, not doing too good last week. It's going to be even worse this week, unfortunately. Maybe. So we're going to have Broderick Jones starting at right tackle, which is different. We drafted him out of Georgia. What are y'all laughing at?
It wasn't a confident different.
No, it's not a confident different because he's a left tackle. And he's starting at right tackle. It's not confident at all.
Well, Panay was supposed to be a left tackle.
So I don't know. Yeah, okay. Well, this isn't Panay Sewell. This is Broderick Jones. I don't know how he's going to play. We haven't seen him at right tackle yet. I saw him at left tackle against the 49ers. But I don't know how I feel about that one yet. So we got him there. Everyone's been like getting on Patrick Peterson's ass. I thought Peterson played well, at least when it came in clutch spot. I saw him make some really good plays, and the touchdown that everyone keeps saying he snapped his ankles, the dude literally slipped. Like you can't hate on a man for slipping. It happened multiple times to us that week. Deontay slipped on Kenny's first interception. Deontay Johnson slipped. I would say that's probably an incompletion 70% of the time. But overall, with Cam Hayward being out, we're gonna have a rookie coming in there, here and there. So I have to go. I'm gonna save everybody the trouble of me whining and complaining about the Steelers because I could go on for hours. But I'm gonna say the Browns are gonna win this one in like everybody else said, it's gonna be an AFC North dogfight. I got the Browns winning this one. My guess to the score is going to be 16-13.
Okay.
Hey, can I give a shout out to Dustin Hopkins for not missing a kick last week? Thank you. Don't need to mention the old kicker's name who was not making kicks in preseason or in any of the games that we lost by 3 points or less. So
undrafted kicker too. That's even sad.
Yeah, a 4th round pick kicker, Cade York. Wait, yeah.
You just shouted him out.
He's on a practice squad, so he still has a job, so I don't feel as bad. So, Yeah.
I don't like
And also, I forgot about the Deontay Johnson injury, and
Yeah, DJ.
I just think
Deontay
everything.
Johnson's hurt. Cam Hayward's hurt. James Daniels, Chooks
I think
Okorafor. We got some injuries.
I think it's stacking in Cleveland's favor just because your O-line didn't look great last week. Our pass rush looked phenomenal. You're missing your number one receiver in terms of ability to create space.
I agree.
You need a guy like that when you're getting pressured quickly. It's just an unfortunate week for Pittsburgh and a good setup for the Browns to win. I'm not very happy that we all picked the Browns though, because that never usually ends up well.
I didn't want to pick the Browns in any way, shape, or form, but the thing that hurts is like the closest receiver that we have to a Deontay Johnson is Calvin Austin III. Because George Pickens, let's be honest, George Pickens is not a create space kind of wide receiver right now. He's a throw the ball to me ball, and my ass is going to come down with it kind of receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So Calvin Austin's the closest we've had, and I didn't really get much of an opportunity to see too much of him because he obviously last year as a rookie he was hurt. So I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see how we play this game. We're probably going to lose, and if Matt Canada calls the plays the same way he did against San Francisco, it ain't going to be no AFC North dogfight. It's going to be a fucking Cleveland Browns blowing us out kind of fucking game. We're going to get beat 52-3. So if Matt Canada's ass don't go soon, this shit's going to get real ugly for my boys out here. And Pat Freiermuth was the only positive on the offense that we had.
He got hurt.
He did. He's fine, though. He's fine. He's playing. Pat's playing. James Daniels is playing. And to my knowledge, Okorafor is questionable right now. So
I think Najee would have to carry you guys if you want to win that game.
I think Jalen Warren could be the guy to do it, too. Everyone keeps sleeping on Jalen Warren. That dude is a stud.
You can ask Dave. I've talked about the running back situation in Pittsburgh. I think you guys would be better off giving him a lot more volume. I think
the idea for this year was to split it 50-50. But as you can see last week, when you run 3 damn plays and you're down 17-0, that's a lot of passing the ball at that point. So that didn't actually happen. It wasn't 3 plays, but whatever it was, Kenny was off last week. He was missing his. He had several opportunities to keep drives alive, but he was just missing by a little bit. So if he can just hone that in this week, we might be able to keep it close.
Want to say one more thing? Everybody giving crap to Deshaun saying he threw that pick straight to the defender. It got tipped by a defensive lineman. It was not going straight to a defender. That's all.
Well, I don't know how I'm actually scared with my Browns pick now too because we all picked them. But I'm actually afraid because we have a few sweeps here. But
I actually
that's
feel
week
more
2.
Confident that we all picked the Browns because
that makes you feel better about the Steelers.
No, that's why I'm scared.
Well, as of right now, it's the third quarter, and the Alabama Crimson Tide are tied 3-3.
Ooh.
Oh, that's not good.
That's against South Florida.
Last time the Browns won a home opener by 20 or more points. Last time they won the division. Just saying.
What was that, like 1970?
1989. All right.
I was close.
Well, with that said, Stat, I think that's where we'll end it. It's been a great show. We appreciate you guys staying with us. We'll be back next week. Break down week 3 games, right? Week 3?
Absolutely.
And hopefully all of us are on the right side of some picks. Go Chiefs.
Go Steelers.
Go Panthers.
Go Browns. I'll be at the game, too.
Well, we appreciate y'all for staying with us. We'll catch you around next episode.
Stay blessed.
Peace.